make sure we...
Hello, this is Stephanie Toman, and this is about revising or practicing what you've learnt with the video-based learning. So if you sit and watch videos, if you're going to do the advanced presentation in this case, presentation qualification, to sit and just watch the videos, I'm afraid, is not enough. You could have previous skill sets, which lots of us do. We have a multitude of different skills that we picked up from different areas. But the thing is that if you're learning something new, or changing the way that you've learned something in the past, in other words, there's a more efficient way of doing it, then unless you put it into practice, it may not come back to you, you may not be able to recall it in an exam or in the real world if you're working at work or on your dissertations or other assignment work. So you do need to practice it. Hence, there's a way of practicing. So you can see on this slide, we've got all the resources. This is all on the YouTube videos as well. So all of the resources will be everything you need to go along with the videos. This was the case for all of the advanced. So you can pick up those resources, you could open the same documents, PowerPoint slides or spreadsheets or workbooks, and go along with the way that it's being taught in small chunks. Then what you can do is go to the weekly revision practice paper, which is still in all resources, so all your learning and practice is all in the all learning resources, and you can look at those resources. There's a paper, there's work files to work from, and there's a solution paper as well. If you're still not sure about certain areas, there's an added little extra which is in this link here, and this link will show you the weekly revision practice videos, so it will show you what's expected from that question and how you go about doing the most efficient way of answering it, because there's no one way of answering quite a lot of the IT task questions. So this should hopefully help you to understand how you approach all of the questions from 1 to 22. Okay, thank you.
We've got the right ones. So we've got our paper here, our weekly revision paper, and we're going to do question 5 onwards, and our weekly revision work files are there ready to use. So I'll show you the project after I've done these questions on the paper, and then it's up to you whether you want to do that as well. Okay, so back to our questions. We've got question 5. Open the kitten's presentation. On slide 1, flip the cat picture horizontally. Apply half reflection, touching effect, and then apply the chalk sketch artistic effect with 25% transparency. Okay, so we need to open up the kittens. There's the kittens PowerPoint. Slow, but it should come. There we go. So there's slide 1. There's the cat, and it wants to flip the cat. So remember, format, we're going to do it properly rather than just turn it over. We're going to flip it horizontally. Okay, good. Then we're going to apply a half reflection, so we can right-click Format Picture. Here's our effects, and there's our reflections, the presets, and we're going to look for a half reflection touching effect. That one, there we go. So half reflection's got to be down here. Make sure we get the right one. Tight, half touching. So definitely half reflection, touching. That's the one. Oh, looks good. Okay, then we're going to apply, and come up here and do this, the chalk effect artistic effects. So we can go here. So we've got none, and then if we go across, you can hover on them and you can see pencil, grayscale. I suppose you could jump to chalk, but it is chalk sketch. That's the one we want. So we can apply that. So, and we need to do, with regard to that, we need to do a transparency of 25. So just over type that, you can type it in and enter, and that takes that transparency to the correct one. So then we've closed using that, and we're going to go to slide 2 for the next question. So on slide 2, question 6, Using the format shapes, add a lightning cool freezing effect and a bottom bevel circle effect to the cat bottom of the slide. So this is the cat. We've got our effects here already. So remember the ones that we weren't sure what they were. There's no obvious one: shadow, reflection, glow, soft effects. So I'm going to go in here. And then I've got, let's go for the first one in case I lose my way. So I've got lightning, and I've got cool, chilly. So there's my freezing. So I've got that one. And the other one is a bottom bevel, and it's a circle effect. So that looks a bit, no, it's not that one. Ah, there it is. So circle effect, the cat. Didn't really see much happen to it, but I've applied it, so I'm quite happy. Okay, so back to our questions. On slide 3, rescale the cat picture to 50% of the original height and 55% of the original width. Use the ribbon crop, so we're using the ribbon to crop the picture with a 16:9 landscape ratio and save the cat picture as image as cat.gif. So remember, in the exam they're not going to tell you to using the ribbon. They're going to say aspect ratio when it comes to cropping, so just be aware. So make sure we've got our right cat. So we're on slide 3. There's the cat. We've got to rescale it. So going into the format, and there's our size here. So I'd imagine our rescaling is going to be here as well. Okay, so our height is going to be 50 of the original, and our width is going to be 55, the original width. Okay, crop the picture. So using the ribbon, we've got a crop in here, we've got aspect ratio there, and we're looking for 16:9. Well, there it is, it's done. Okay, and then save the picture as, so save as picture, format as a GIF, and it wants it called cat. And in the exam, we would be saving that to our Z drive. Here, I'm going to save it just to my desktop so we can see it's been done and save. Okay. So back to our questions. Let's have a look. Moving on. Question 8. On slide 4, using the colour feature, apply a blue accent colour to dark effect to the 2 kittens on the slide and use the plastic wrap artistic effect on the map image. So first of all, slide 4, and it's the first one is the little kittens. So we're going to apply colour feature to the kittens, and the colour feature is going to be on the format tab and in here, and we're looking for a blue, and that looks pretty blue. We're looking for a blue accent colour to dark. Wow, that was lucky. That's the one. And then on the use the plastic wrap artistic effect on the map image. So we click on the map, go into here, and plastic effect. That looks plasticky to me, but oh, there it is, plastic wrap on the, makes quite a difference to that picture, doesn't it, the map image. So back to our question, question 9. So on slide 5, send the map picture to the back, ungroup the map picture and delete the yellow dot from the map, and then display the grid on screen with 0.25 centimeter spacing and enable objects to be snapped to the grid. Move the cat picture to the top right corner and send it to the back of the text. Wow, quite a lot to go in. I might have to come back. Let's have a look and see if we can get started. So the right slide is slide 5. Always good in the exam as well to make sure you're on the right slide before you do everything. So the cat, oh, we've got the map first. Let's have a look at the map first. So send the map to the back. so center back, okay, and then ungroup the map. Remember grouping and ungroup. Now we can get to the yellow dot. So we click on the yellow dot only, not all of them, delete that one. And then display the grid. So we've got a display on our grid at the moment. So we've got the grid lines and we're going to have 0.25 spacing. And enable objects to be snapped to the grid. So display the grid on screen. Take those ones off. Okay, that's good. Right, so the cat now is going to be moved and the top right corner and send it to the back of the text. Now, do we just drag it doesn't say anything about position, does it? If we look at the crop position, it's nothing to do with being cropped. So I'm going to drag it up. I'm going to assume that's what it wants. I'm going to right click and send it to the back of the text like that. I think that's that. That's done. Okay, so back to questions. And on slide 6, position the cat picture at 15.5 centimeters horizontally from the top left corner. That sounds more like a positioning, size and properties. And then 10 centimeters vertically from the top left corner of the slide. Okay, and then it wants us to format it in grayscale, recolor, applied, and apply the light screen artistic effect with 6 grid size settings. Wow, okay. So let's go into the last slide that we're going to do on these questions, number 6. So we're on slide 6, position the cat. So size and properties is probably what we're after. Position, another one, so we're working our way towards it. And it wants it horizontally from the top. So it is from the top, left top, and it wants it at 15.5. Okay, horizontally from the top left, and vertically 10 from top left corner. There we go, I've done that. Then format the picture so that grayscale color, so back to format tab, and recoloring grayscale. Is that grayscale? Or? There's grayscale. Been quite lucky today, just finding them. Not always like that doing exam. Remember, hover over them to find them if you need to. And then the artistic effect is going to be light screen artist effect. Is that light screen? That's cement. That's light screen. I see why. Okay. And then, so I'm going to set the grid. Remember, there's different ways of doing it. This way I'm going to use a view, and then in the show group, I'm going to go to the grids in a little launcher, and I'm going to make that 6 per centimetre. Okay, and save file, and that's the last question on that week 3 lecture. Thank you. Before we finish this though, the video, I'm going to go back and we're going to have a little look at the project area. I've done student presentation projects. There's a folder with lots of these in them. This one I'm going to look at, cover designs, relates to this week's lecture. If you go in and have a look, there's one on how to do it and one that's a solution. And then there's worked examples. So it's just different ways of designing your own PowerPoint slides using the same sort of design, but then building in lots of things. And what I've done is there's how to do it here to give you some idea of that. So it's like a guide. Then there's a solution to it. And then also in the project, I put loads of photos that you might want to bring into some of those things. And there's going to be some more projects as well that you could do, Star Wars infographics, animated tags. They're all things that are going to help you to hone in those animation skills. So that's it for now. Have a look at that project area if you want to have a little play around. You've got time, or it might help with creating a presentation for something else on your course.